What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Reformed Reader, the channel where we review different forms of media through the lens of a Christian who is under the authority of the scriptures. My name is Josh, and today we're just going to do a simple monthly check-in. So let's start with, what did I read? Now, I read 5 books. I do include the books that I DNF'd. So really, I read 3 books and I DNF'd 2. One of the books I almost completely finished. One of them I DNF'd pretty early on. So let's start with, what did I read first? I started the month off with Red Rising, which I absolutely loved. And then I moved straight into Golden Sun. And then I was pretty excited about Grave Empire by Richard Swan. I picked that one up on day 1. I only got about 3 or 4 chapters into it, and I DNF'd it. I don't know that I'll make a dedicated review for it. I really don't know that it's necessary. Richard decided to include a completely inconsequential same-sex relationship. It seemed like that it was a lot of virtue signaling, or even in my opinion, it really seemed like maybe the publisher may have put pressure on him to include it. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I've heard that a lot of traditionally published authors are being encouraged, which is probably not the appropriate word, coerced into including a lot of same-sex or diverse characters or things of that nature, where it's inclusive for the sake of inclusivity, and that certain works may not be published if the inclusive percentage isn't reached as far as the publisher's satisfaction is concerned. So it kind of seemed like that, at least in my mind when I was reading it. The characters didn't pertain to the story really hardly at all. At least in the beginning, the inclusion of that scene or that piece of dialogue was just completely pointless. And so for me, I just got to where I immediately detest that type of behavior. And if it's going to be in there in the beginning, I figured it would probably be in there again. It just sucked all the joy out of reading that book for me. I was pretty excited about it, but I had to DNF it. So then I was actually excited to DNF it because I liked Red Rising and Golden Sun so much that I wanted to go straight into Morningstar. So I picked up Morningstar. I got about 85% of the way, and I DNF'd it as well. I will have a dedicated review as to why I DNF'd it, because the why matters. And I think it's important for us as Christians not to just tell people, as far as in the book community goes, not to just tell people what we read, but if we DNF'd a book for convictional reasons, why. I think if I were to do these reviews and not explain why I couldn't finish a book series, especially after loving the first 2 books so much, that it would be disingenuous. I'm not here to please a particular crowd. I'm here hopefully to be a resource to my brothers and sisters, and that means being honest about all of my, not just reviews and opinions and convictions, but so that maybe it could be a warning, or maybe it could actually be a promotion of a particular work, of why I loved it so much. So I will have that coming up probably this coming week. I want to make sure to get that out pretty quickly, since my first 2 reviews of Red Rising and Golden Sun were glowing. I want to make sure that I throw this out pretty quick before another Christian picks this up. And then the last book that I read was Monster Hunter International, and this is one that I listened to on Audible. It was fantastic. Those were the 5 that I read. I think I'll have a dedicated review for Monster Hunter coming out probably within the coming weeks. I try to put a review out pretty quickly after I finish a book, because it's fresh on my mind and I can remember a lot of the nuance. And especially for those of you who are coming to my reviews for content warnings and those types of things, I want to make sure that I review those books pretty quickly, because those types of sin and things that are steeped into the work are fresh on my mind. So I should have that coming pretty soon. So if I were to break down the month of February and had to crown a winner for book of the month, it'd have to be Monster Hunter International. Now, if you would have asked me last week if that was the case, I would have said absolutely not. I probably would have given it to Red Rising. I actually enjoyed it more than Golden Sun, marginally, but I did. Some of you, if you follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, you know that I gave Monster Hunter a 4-star, but I gave Red Rising and Golden Sun 5-star reads. I love those books. So why wouldn't those be on the books of the month? If I can't finish a series, I'm not going to promote the series. And so if I can't promote the series, then obviously that book, one of those books in the series, cannot be included in the running for book of the month. So by default, a Monster Hunter International won. Now it was still good. I really enjoyed it. Again, there will be a dedicated review coming soon, but it was disappointing that 2 of those 5-star reads that I had this month could not be included. So that leads me to, what am I going to read? For those of you that have seen any of these videos, you know that I am a mood reader. So I just kind of pick up whatever I'm in the mood for, with the exception of 2 books this month. One is going to be By Blood, by Salt, which is right here. I'm doing a buddy read with some other Christian brothers. I plan on wrapping that up in the next couple of days. I thought I would be able to finish it in February, but time just got away from me. And honestly, after Morningstar being so disappointing, I just kind of fell out of the mood to read the past few days. So I've just read the bare minimum to keep my reading streak on my Kindle going. But I plan on finishing that probably within the next couple of days. And then I have another buddy read coming up with Ted over at Ted Read Instead, and my friend Brian over at Adventures in Literature. And we're going to be reading Everyone on This Train is a Suspect, and that is by Benjamin Stevenson. I'm pretty excited about this buddy read because it is a genre that I don't normally read. It's murder mystery. I'm excited to get this book and read it as a palate cleanser after some of these fantasy and sci-fi. I'm also excited about it being a short read. We had originally planned on reading Malice, and I think all of us were just ready to not dive into a huge epic fantasy right now. So I'm looking forward to picking that one up, doing that buddy read with Ted and Brian. If you guys want to join in the buddy read with us, I believe that the buddy read, the video itself, will be over on Ted's channel. So I'll make sure to link that or to post it somewhere. Because it should be a lot of fun. So far, I know that I'm going to finish By Blood, by Salt by J.L. Odom. I know that I'm going to read Everyone on the Train is a Suspect. And then I think I'm going to pick up Guard in the Garden by Z.S. Diamante. I think I pronounced his name right. I'm excited about that one. He said it's like a cozy fantasy. I think it's a standalone. It's not extremely long. It's going to be a new release. I think it comes out in the next day or so, depending on when this is released. So I'm excited about that one too. So I think I'm going to pick up those 3. And then I just kind of need a break from fantasy. And so I think I'm going to pick up The Count of Monte Cristo, probably near the end of the month. And so if there is, if I really like Everyone on the Train is a Suspect, if I enjoy that one, I may pick up one of the other books in that series. I may start reaching for some of these books that are on my shelves that have been sitting here a while that maybe aren't fantasy. I just kind of need a little bit of a break. Other than those 3 to 4 books, I don't really know what I'm gonna pick up. I mean, Count of Monte Cristo is enormous, so I think I'm gonna start reading that at the end of March and let that bleed over into April and finish it sometime around then. Like I said, so far it'll be By Blood, by Salt, and then the buddy read with Ted and Brian, and then Guard in the Garden by Z.S. Diamante, and then maybe Count of Monte Cristo near the end of the month. I think I'll have time for something else, but I think I'm just going to reach to the shelf and pick something up, or maybe make some suggestions for me. Leave some suggestions down in the comments, something that you think would be a good palate cleanser for me that I may like, and maybe something not super thick. I'm just ready to move on to something a little outside my wheelhouse. And maybe even reach into a genre that I'm just not overly comfortable with. Yeah, leave some recommendations down in the comments below, and I very well may pick up one of these other books outside of my fantasy genre that I tend to stick to. I forgot to mention that the other book that I plan on reading will probably be the sequel to Monster Hunter. I've already got it on Audible, so I think that'll be my audio listen for the month. So, I mean, that's a pretty stacked little list there, but I should still have time for something else. So let's talk about a book haul. I don't really have any books for a book haul this month, and in large part because I had bought Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Star. I bought all 3 of those and unhauled them before in between these 2 monthly check-ins. So I don't really have much. I picked up By Blood, by Salt. I think I picked up 1 or 2 on Kindle that I had been waiting on from different Kickstarters that are downloaded. I should have a pretty decent stack coming next month, and I won't say what they are, but I should have a pretty good stack for a book haul for next month. So let's talk about some exciting things that happened on the channel. Really, it was 2. I hit 250 subscribers near, I think it was the very beginning of February, which is just crazy to me. But then at the time of me filming this, we had reached 350 subscribers, which to me, that is absolutely ridiculous. Not in a bad way. I just think it's hilarious that I'm sitting here staring at a camera with my family behind the camera trying to be quiet, and that you guys are listening to some guy in Podunk, Alabama talk about books that he likes. So that's wild to me. I super appreciate it. I try to answer every comment that's left. There's some that I have to delete, but but it's been an awesome 2 months. It really has. It's been really fun. I thought I was going to end up spending way too much time editing, which I do spend a lot of time editing, but I actually have found that I enjoy editing. I know a lot of people detest it, but I really enjoy it. I like being able to tell a story with a video. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been able to be creative in a way that I haven't really been able to in the past few months. It's been nice to be able to produce something even from my recliner. So yeah, it's been fun, and I do greatly appreciate every one of you that have subscribed so far. Thank you guys so much. So other than that, I mean, I don't really we haven't really done a whole lot other than what's been on the channel. We've put out quite a few videos. So we started putting out 2 videos a week, and over the past couple of weeks, I've just had a couple of videos that I wanted you guys to be able to see. And so I put out an extra one last week and the week before. And so I don't really know if I'm going to stick to 3 videos a week going forward, but I may. So I was putting a video out Sunday and Wednesday, but now I think I may go Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, because I have enough of a backlog that maybe it won't run dry too quickly. But guys, let me know down in the comments, do you guys like the two videos a week, 3 videos a week? I've also tried to put out some shorts. I try to keep those entertaining and informative and under 10 seconds, because to me that's the best way to consume those shorts, are those little rapid reviews. Those are fun for me to make. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if there's anything that you'd like to see more of or less of. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you so much for watching. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, and I'll see you on the next one.